And then there's Boo. What do you think happened to her? She saw everything take place in future Earth where Kitty was able to talk. She became obsessed with finding out what happened to her friend Sully and why animals in her time weren't quite as smart as the ones she'd seen in the future. She remembers that doors are the key to how she found Sully in the first place and becomes a witch. Yes, Boo is the witch from Brave. She figures out how to time travel. She goes back to what she believes is the source, the will of the wisps. They are what started everything, and as a witch, she cultivates this magic in an attempt to find Sully by creating doors going backwards and forwards in time. Just to clarify, the theory that Boo discovered a way to use doors to travel through time on her own, possibly by developing magic on her own. She probably went back in time to the Dark Ages to get more magic from the will of the wisps, and that's how it worked. Now, how do we know? In Brave, you can briefly see a drawing in the workshop on a piece of wood. It's Sully. We even see the Pizza Planet truck carving as a wooden toy in her shop, which makes no sense unless she's seen one before. And I'm sure she has, since the truck is in almost every Pixar movie. If you look closely, you can see the carved truck in this picture. You remember Merida opening doors and the witch constantly disappearing? It's because these doors are made the same way from Monsters, Inc. They transport across time, and that is why Merida couldn't find the witch later in the movie. Again, if you guys are familiar with the Pixar series, you'll notice that there are Easter eggs scattered throughout all of the Pixar movies. I barely scratched the surface in this entire theory, but a great theory offered by someone that I support is that these Easter eggs are planted by Boo, either intentionally or accidentally as she travels through time to find Sully. Some support for that is that the fact that every Easter egg in Brave lies in her workshop. But wait, how did Boo travel in time in the first place? And why is she obsessed with wood? Boo must have discovered that wood has been the source of energy all along, not just humans. The machines and Monsters Inc. use doors because they're made of wood, and found a way to use that energy to travel in time. It's been pointed out, the door that banishes monsters is metal. That's probably because wood is used to harness this magic, and using a metal door would stop a banished monster from coming back through it. Obsessed with finding Sully, Boo travels across the Pixar universe using doors. It's even possible that the wood from the tree in A Bug's Life is the source of Flick's ingenuity. Due to his fascination and respect for seeds growing into trees, the tree also bears a resemblance to the one in Up that Carl and Ellie frequently visited, which could be the source of Carl's wild creativity in using balloons to transport his house. This also explains why Flick and Heimlich from A Bug's Life show up in Toy Story 2, which would be centuries before their time. Boo was trying to go to the future, and could have fallen short by landing in the post-Wall-E time. She would need wood to keep time traveling, but there's not much around yet, so she stumbled upon the tree in A Bug's Life. She could have accidentally brought back a few bugs with her when traveling backwards in time. So Boo went back to the Dark Ages, probably because she could use plenty of wood there for her experiments or to study the will of the wisps. We know that her first encounter with Mordu ended with her turning into a monstrous bear, but he regresses. Now, she probably wanted to turn him into a bear because Sully resembles a bear, and she is still trying to figure out why Sully is what he is and where he comes from. Does Boo ever find Sully? I like to think so. He surely reunited with her at least once as a child at the end of Monsters, Inc., but eventually he had to stop visiting. But her love for Sully is, after all, the crux of the entire Pixar universe. The love of different people of different ages and even different species finding ways to live on Earth without destroying it because of a lust for energy. And that is the Pixar Theory. Now, more will be added to it when the next Pixar movie, The Good Dinosaur, comes out in 2014. But until then, not much about it is really known. So you can't really expect anything more. Now, again, I will link the original blog post down below in the description because it is not my content, but I figured a lot of people don't like to actually read, and watching a video is a little bit more interesting. So I figured I would go ahead and make a video on it. So thank you, John Negroni, for posting this. And as always, thank you all for watching. Peace.